दी हमें आजादी बिना खड़ग बिना ढाल, साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल। दे दी हमें आजादी बिना खड़ग बिना ढाल, साबरमती के संत तूने कर दिया कमाल।
Mohan forgot. And then he was just blinking. The teacher immediately, because the teacher was feeling very embarrassed, so he started prompting the answer. But he just looked here and there. Not that he was ignoring, but he had heard the story of Harishchandra. So he did not want to cheat the inspector. So he did not took the help from the master. But the teacher was feeling again very embarrassed because Gandhi, if he doesn't answer, it doesn't look nice, no? But all the children, they all took the, help of the teacher, whatever he prompted, they all told the answer. But he did not. But he was appreciated for his honesty. And when he grew up a little more in the teenage, like other teenagers, he also had some whims and fancies. He also wanted to experience certain things in his life, some new experiences. He wanted to have some trip. He had one, few friends who were not very good. And his mother, somewhat happened. So he had a friend. His mother was not, some or other, all the mother, they knew whether our friends are good or bad. So they will be warning us, hey, this may not be, he may not be a good, or she or he may not be a suitable friend for you. Why should we say good or bad? May not be suitable. So what happened? She was also warning him. Mohan, I feel this boy is, some or other, I'm not feeling very comfortable with this boy. But mummy, chalo, anyway, I know he has got some bad qualities, but at the same time, he also has got his own virtues, mommy. Please, mommy. So she also felt okay, like he learned. That boy taught him to smoke. Smoking is, instead of saying good or a bad habit, it is bad for the health. So, but because of the age, because of the company, that time he did not think how harmful it is for the health. He also wanted to experience. But initially he was hesitating. He was not ready. But the friend convinced him. See, look at the people, because that time it was ruled by the British people. So he said, look at these people. All have big leaders and people in high officials. They're also doing it. Why can't we do it? Nothing goes wrong here. Come on, do it. So he started, slowly practicing the smoking. But for buying all these things, we need money. So what happened? Once he also took a small gold coin from his father's pocket. But he was feeling very guilty. Somewhere or other, he was not feeling comfortable with this, whatever he was doing. So he wanted to confess. Father might be, he had guessed that he had learned some bad, the habits which are not suitable to us. So what happened? But he did not say anything. That made more, it created a tension with Gandhi. So what happened? After stealing it, he was feeling very uncomfortable. So what he did, he was not, ready to go and talk. He was afraid to go and talk to his father. Very embarrassing. So he just took a paper and wrote, very sorry, Dad. I am very sorry. I have been cheating you. And wrote all those things, say, confess whatever he had did. A letter confessing his mistakes. And he just went. That time his father was just lying down on the bed. He was a little sick. So he just went and told his father, Daddy, I have brought a small letter. Please, can you just go through it? So he just saw, read the letter, and even though initially he was a little tensed with a few habits which were not comfortable that his son has picked up, but now he felt relieved that his son has understood, realized that what he is doing is not suitable for us. So immediately he did not, scold him. Nothing. He reacted. He just took the paper and tore the paper and threw the paper and started crying. Mohan, when he saw father, the tears rolling on the cheek, made him more guilty. Then he cried and came out. That day, he took a promise that now, never in my life, whoever, whatever be my friends say, I will not do anything which is not comfortable for me or for my parents. And I will not cheat my parents. I will not tell lie to my parents. I respect my parents. So I want to be a truthful son to my parents. So that day, he took the oath that he will not cheat his parents. That was a few incidents I just wanted to share with you, children.
So, as Miranti was telling, he studied law in India. Then he went to London and he had all those coat suit and all, and he was studied his law. And then he came back to India. Again, he went back to South Africa, where he was working as a lawyer, a barrister. But as Miranti was telling, there he saw that everybody was not treated equally. So he started thinking and thinking, and then he realized the same thing is happening in India. At that time in India, British were ruling the Indian. British were ruling India. So he came to India. It was that time when he had come to India, and you know what? He found that it was so different. For the British people, it was one rule. For the Indian people, it was another rule. Like if it was a train journey, and the train had the British people and the Indian people, and if the train was coming, it would stop at the station only and only if there was a British man to get up. But there were so many Indians who wanted to get into the train and get out of the train, right? And he was, how it happened, there the train used to come slowly. If there are no British people to get out of the train or get into the train wouldn't stop there. The train would come very slowly. And when it comes very slowly, people used to climb down and climb up. Like it was like there was a lot of jostling and all, because many people were there who wanted to get into the train. But the train wouldn't stop. It would slow down, and then it'll take some time, and then it'll speed up and go. This happened when Gandhiji was in one station and he had to climb on to the train. He was wearing all those nice dresses at that time. Still, he was having shoes and everything, and he was climbing. Though he had changed a bit, but he had still not changed to something which we see today. That time he was having the club in the coat, everything. He was wearing the kurta and all. And you know what happened? He was having to do shoes, and he also jostled and got into the train. It was pushing and pushing and pushing. Somehow he got into the train, and the train, which was just slowing down at that time, he ran, got into the train, and the train started moving faster. But what happened? One shoe lost. In that big jostling, what had happened, one of his shoes had fallen. Oh, imagine something had happened to you like that. Ma, oh, my shoe went there, my shoe fell down. Nobody could come, get down and take the shoe because the train had chuk, 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 had started. It was going very fast. What to do? I mean, I would have been, maybe if it was me, no, I would have said, oh, I lost my shoe, and I'll keep one shoe and say, I lost my shoe, what happened to that shoe? Oh, God, I would have been thinking. But you know what Gandhiji did? Gandhiji took out his other shoe and just threw it out onto that platform. Can you believe it? Already he had lost his shoe and now he wants to throw this shoe. Array, everybody said, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to throw the shoe? Gandhiji said at that time, see, what is the use for me with this one shoe? Can I wear one shoe and walk? One shoe and run without one shoe, and will I get the same type of pair again? If I go and buy, will I get one shoe? I'll get two shoes again. What is the point having? But if I put the shoe down, somebody would see there are two shoes, and maybe it would help somebody who didn't have shoes. It was so cold those days. It is nice. That was Gandhiji for you. He didn't think of himself. He thought beyond that. He thought of people. He thought, yes, it is going to help somebody. Let it help. And he forgot about that. That's it. Gone. Finished. Now let me see. Now I have to live my life. Let me go without slippers. I'll buy my next slippers or shoes later. That is a beautiful incident about Gandhiji, which shows how great he was.
You want to share an incident?
Others, not only about himself. And he didn't bother that, okay, he didn't sit and think about how did I lose the shoe? Could I lose the shoe? Was I correct? It was not right. I shouldn't have run. I should have walked. I shouldn't have pushed. I shouldn't. He didn't think anything like that. He said, I too finished. Now I have to go forward. That was the story of
Hello friends, I am Abhinandan and today I am going to tell you a story about a boy who loved eating sweets. Do you all love eating sweets? Candies, chocolates? Don't you ask your mother to buy some candies for you?
Yes.
You ask, right? So it was like that for that little boy Krishna. He always used to gobble up sweets. But his mother didn't used to like that. So she always used to try new things to stop him from eating sweets. First, she asked him that if you love me, you'll stop eating sweets, right? But Krishna didn't listen. He kept on gobbling sweets. And the second time, his mother tried and said, if you don't stop eating sweets, I'll not let you go down to play. But still Krishna did not listen as he was so fond of eating sweets. He kept on gobbling them. And the last and the third time, when his mother tried, she said that if you don't listen to me, then you'll not get food. But still Krishna did not listen. Because of that habit, his mother got really furious and said, now if you don't stop eating sweets, I'll take you to Gandhiji. But he still did not. So his mother decided to take him to Gandhiji. But in those days, to meet Gandhiji was not so easy. She had to walk in the scorching heat of sun with no water to drink and stand in long lines with hustle and bustle. So at last she got the ticket and went to Gandhi. And when she reached Gandhiji, she asked him to say to Krishna that please tell my little son to stop eating sweets. Then Gandhiji thought for a while and said, okay, you come after 3 weeks. So the woman got puzzled, but didn't argue. And she went. And after 3 weeks, she again came to that same place. And Gandhiji looked at the little boy and said, you little boy Krishna, please stop eating sweets. Then Krishna told, okay, I can stop that habit. Please forgive me for eating a lot of sweets. Then Gandhiji laughed. But the woman got really puzzled and asked Gandhiji, if you had to just tell this much, then why couldn't you have said this in the first place when we first met? Then Gandhiji said that in those days I was also eating a lot of sugar. So how could I tell Krishna to stop eating sweets when I myself would eat a lot of sugar? So the moral of the story is, to see good things, you have to do good things and teach them yourself.
This ashram. Do you know the Sabarmati ashram? Yes. So Gandhiji set up this ashram in Sabarmati, which became the headquarters. Headquarters means all important people used to come there. If someone had to meet Gandhiji, you won't find him in some big house. You won't find him in some, guest house or a big hotel. You would find him only in Sabarmati ashram. And people used to come to Sabarmati ashram to meet him. And lot of very, very important people used to come. Sometimes even some Britishers used to come to meet Gandhi. And then they would also have to stay along with the others in the same building. Sometimes some very rich industrialists used to come who had a lot of money. They would come and stand in the car. But once they got down inside the ashram, they have to be like everyone else. Those were the rules of the ashram. Everyone is the same. No one is different.
Gandhiji only made up these rules.
Yes, Gandhiji made up these rules and he made sure he followed them. He did not treat anybody differently. Yes, dear?
Gandhiji always says that to treat other people the same way.
Right, absolutely. Treat other people as you would like to treat yourself, right? So now, in this ashram, there was one little boy whose name was Dhani. Now, Dhani, everyone in the ashram has to work. That is also another condition. Like even you have to go to school. I mean, kids have to go to school and they have to learn and all that. But once they come home, they have to do some work. Everyone has to work. Nobody can sit simply like that and say, today is my off day. No work. Nothing doing. Everyone has to work. So even Dhani had some work to do. And do you know what work he did? His job was to take care of a goat. Why goat? Gandhiji used to drink goat's milk every day. And so they had a goat whose name was Binia. And Dhani always used to take care of Binia. So whenever he used to make sure Binia ate grass properly, he used to make sure that she was nicely scrubbed. He used to make sure that nobody hurt Binia. He was always going around Binia whenever he was at home. One day, this was in 1930, quite a long time ago, suddenly there were so many people coming to the ashram. In the morning, so many cars used to come and people used to get down and people, yes, this is the way to do. No. This is what I think we should do. They'll go. After some time, some more people will come. Gandhiji, see, this is what I am saying. See, the distance is too much. I don't know if you are able to do it. People will keep talking. And they would go. Now, Dhani was wondering, why suddenly so many people are coming to the ashram? I don't know. So he pulled Binia along with him, who was going meh, to his mother and asked him, Amma, why are so many people coming? Why do we have so many visitors? What is special? Are we going to have festival like Diwali? No, said Amma. It is March. How will you have Diwali in March? Then what is happening, Amma? Dhani, Gandhiji and all the elders in the ashram are going to go on a march. That's why people are coming in and people
That
are
is-
discussing about it. March. What is March?
Dandi
Walking
ceremony,
Dani.
right?
Dandi March.
March, yes. Walking Dani, he said. Mummy said, what walking? I walk every day. Am I also marching? Dani, I'm busy. Mummy was busy cooking. Huh. So Dani went around with Binia, finding if someone was there. There was Binda Kaka. Binda Kaka was sitting there planting all the cabbages and carrots and all, and then loosening the mud, putting the fertilizers. According to Dani, he was not doing any work. So Dani went up to him and said, Binda Kaka, I have a question for you. Yes, Dani, tell me, what was your question? What is this march? Oh, a march? Oh, it is, you know what we are going to do? All of us are going to march to the seashore at Dandi, and then we are going to make salt. Dandi, that's so funny. You're going to march all the way to make salt. Why not do that? Binda Kaka said, no, Dani, it's not like that. Do you know that we have to pay so much money to the Britishers to get salt? Money? Really? Yes. We take our salt, it is there right next to us, but the Britishers make us pay money for it. So much. So then we'll make our own salt and eat it. Not like that, Dani. This is to teach the Britishers a lesson. Ooh. Dani now said, I want to go. I too want to go. Binda Kaka, I am also coming on the march. I will also make salt. No, Dani, it's a long distance. You have to walk a long distance. Your little feet won't be able to walk. How dare he? I can walk. He went up to his father and said, Bapu, he used to call his father Bapu, no? Bapu, see, I'm also coming on the march, okay? Bapu said, no, Dani, you can't come on the march. Only older people can go. If you're older, I would have taken you. No, I can walk. No, Dani, Gandhiji has said only older people and people who can walk can go. Bapu, I can walk faster than you and I can also walk more than you. You see, I walk every day with Binia. I make 10 rounds around the ashram. You know that? His father said, I know, Dani, but I'm very busy. See, Gandhiji takes all these decisions. Don't ask me. Said Dani. Now I have to go and ask Gandhiji. Then he was a little scared. Gandhiji is such a big man. People from all over the world come to meet him. What if he just can't go and tell Gandhiji, Gandhiji, I'm also coming with you. What if he scolds him? He was a little scared. So then first he thought, let me practice walking. So every day he used to walk, march along with Binia. He and Binia used to march all around the ashram every day. Then one day when he was sure that he was strong enough to walk all the way to Dandi, he went up to Gandhiji. And in the morning, Gandhiji used to go for a walk. He slowly crept behind Gandhiji without being seen because he was scared. But the bell in Binia's throat was going cling, 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 cling. Gandhiji heard a little boy walking behind him. He just smiled and walked on. And after that, Gandhiji went to the garden to talk to Binda. Here also he hid and listened. Dani, he wasn't sure how to tell. What if he scolds me? What if he tells anything? Then if Gandhiji, what if he complains to my mama and says that your son is coming and talking to me? How to tell? He was a little scared. He didn't know what to do. And then after that, Gandhiji went and started sitting on the charka and started spinning. So Dani stood behind the pillar and looked at him, peeped at him. Binia, cling, cling, cling. Then he heard a voice which said, come here, boy. It was Gandhiji. He slowly went, Bapu. Hello. What are you doing following me from morning? I have a question to ask. That's why. No, Binia has a question to ask. That's why. Okay, Binia, tell me. Binia wants to know if me and Binia can also come on the march, a Dandi march, where all of you are going to make salt. Gandhiji looked at the little boy and smiled. and said, of course, of course. Yes, of course. But there is a problem. What problem? Can you walk? Yes, Gandhiji, I have walked. I've been walking, doing walking practice from that day. From that day, I can walk. Oh, then good, no problem. Come here. Dani and Binya went near Gandhiji. And Gandhiji said, is this the goat whose milk I drink every day? Yes, Gandhiji, yes, Papa, it is the goat. I only take care of the goat. I take care of her so well. I make sure that you get your milk every day. That's my job. Oh, said Gandhiji, that's very nice of you, Dani. But you know what? If you come for the walk all the way there, who will take care of Binya? Ah, I never thought of that. Who will take care of Binya? And also, said Gandhiji, when I come back, I'll be really tired and I will need milk. Who will give me goat's milk? Ah, you're right. Who will give you goat's milk? I will stay here, Bapu. I will stay here and take care of Binya, and I will wait for you to come and I will give you goat's milk. That is what I will do, he said. And Dhani and Binya stayed back. But Gandhi and all the others, there were 740 people, marched all the way to Dandi. As you all know, they made salt from the sea, which was not allowed. And they used it. More than making salt, the Britishers got scared that these people, so many people are following Gandhiji. This was just in Dandi. Every seashore in India, people marched to the seashore and made salt there. That was the beauty of Dandi March, which was such a great movement. He showed the Britishers that all the Indians can come together. We will not fight with each other. We will come together. And now I want to show you a short video clip of the actual Dandi March. You want to see?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am means here comes. Yes, wait. I'll share my screen. Give me a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The great march of liberty,
So many people.
Gandhi's
740.
51-mile-long trek from the ashram to Dandi, a village on the sea coast, along with its chosen band of 78 ashram inmates, symbols of the national determination with a strong resolve and undaunted look.
See, Gandhiji is going.
As the epic march began, multitudes thundered out their welcome to the revolution and expressed their will to do and die through the cries of Inqilab Zindabad.
This is the original one.
Yes, this is the original one. You can see here, no, Gandhiji right here. He used to walk very fast.
Campaign.
He used to walk very fast. In fact, people used to say, our chappals will get spoiled, Gandhi, if we walk with you, because you're walking so fast.
And also some people also run, ma'am, to get in speed.
Yeah,
Some
some,
people have to run also.
India
yeah.
coming to grips with the
It's the actual video of that time, a movie shot at that time. The black and white.
in hand. He goes
Black and white.
ending of the exploitation.
Okay. Before we end, there was one thing Gandhi about, see, he didn't care about his clothes. He didn't care about how he went anywhere. He didn't care about what decorations were in his house. He didn't care about anything. But there was one thing he really, really cared about. There was one thing of his.
Independence.
Independence, of course. One thing of his own thing. Can you guess? Any guesses?
Ma'am.
Not his clothes.
Ma'am. Ahimsa.
Ahimsa, children. One thing which, okay, I'll give you a clue. Charka, yes. Something which he wore on himself.
Chashma. His glasses.
Chashma.
Glasses.
Glasses he had to wear because
Watch.
who said watch? Who said watch? Sana.
Sana.
Yes.
Watch.
Absolutely. And let me show his watch. 1 minute. This was Gandhiji's watch.
Real
And
watch.
he was so, for him, watch was important. Why do you need a watch, you tell me?
To check
Why
the
do you
time.
need a watch?
Need a watch to check the time.
Yes, for him it was not checking
To check the time.
alone. He was very punctual. If he said he will be at that place at 10:01, he would be there at 10:01. His clock, the watch was always on time. That is why for him, a watch was so important. He left his coat, suit, everything. He said, I don't want. He had this watch when he was in England. He had those coat, suit, top hat, everything, shoes, socks, everything he used to wear. And then he decided, I don't want any of these things. But he had that one watch with him, which he kept it here in a door. And it was always there with him. And he had to look at the time on time. He had to look at the time. And there was one incident where he lost the watch. This happened just before independence. He was coming, and on the he was coming to meet the then the Mountbatten. Lord Mountbatten had come to declare that India would get its independence. So he was sent by the Prime Minister, British Prime Minister Clement Lee, and he came. And Mountbatten wanted to meet Gandhiji. So when Gandhiji came by train, he said, I won't come by flight or any such thing. I'll come only by third-class train. That's how he always traveled. And when he came to meet Mountbatten, he was looking very sad. So Gandhiji asked, what happened? I lost my watch. He was feeling very bad, not only because he lost his watch, but he felt my values. I have taught people to be truthful. I have taught people to be very good, and my watch has been stolen. So my teachings has it not gone to all the people? He was feeling very bad, but he could do nothing about it. He was very sad. And 1947 we got our independence. September 1947, some young man comes to Sabarmati Ashram, and he tells, I want to meet Mr. Gandhiji. And they said, no, you can't meet Gandhiji and all. You can't meet Gandhiji and all. No, I have to meet. Please, I have to meet. Then the secretary asked, why do you want to meet Gandhiji? See, that day I was the one who stole the watch. I want to give it back. And the secretary took him to Gandhiji and gave that watch to Gandhiji. Gandhiji was so happy. As Meera Aunty said at the beginning, he laughed like how a child laughs.